So you're thinking about selling your home and you're interviewing some agents, and I hope you are, because it's really important to interview agents because they're not all equal. And you're wondering, what is it that an agent actually does to make sure that they get top dollar for me and get massive exposure to the market? Well, in this video, I'm going to unveil behind the curtain what it is that me and my team do to make sure that we actually do facilitate getting massive exposure for you, your property, as well as making sure that you put the most money in your pocket. So let's dive straight into my marketing plan of how I help sellers get top dollar. All right, guys, like I mentioned in this video, we're going to go over my actual marketing plan of what I do for my sellers. It's pretty extensive, so hang in there with me, but there's a lot of stuff that we do because of my background and the things that I find that it's important to implement to make sure that we get massive exposure for your property. Now, before we jump into that, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent out here in Hawaii and have been for nearly a decade, helping buyers, sellers, and investors with their real estate needs. Now, this video specifically is speaking out to my sellers, and before we get into what it is I do, I think it's important for you to know what my background is and what my foundation before I even got into real estate was. So before I got into real estate, I actually owned and ran a digital advertising company where I had 10 employees, and we were helping multi-million-dollar companies with getting exposure, whether it's selling products, whether they had a service, and we helped them with a lot of different aspects of actually marketing, doing the website, doing different ad types, digital, graphic ads. Now, when it came to these clients, we did a lot of different things for them. We worked with all different types of clients, whether it was local clients or even multinational clients with yearly million-dollar budgets, and we helped them with massive exposure through digital advertising. Now, this is important to understand because my background, I was able to actually leverage the expertise and knowledge I have to take my real estate business and get massive exposure for my clients by leveraging the knowledge and expertise that I have from my past business that I've recently sold. So let's get into what it is that I actually do for my clients and understand the concepts of why this is important for getting that massive exposure and, more importantly, putting the most money in the seller's pocket. Now, the first thing that we usually do is we have a consultation. So we're going to sit down with you, we're going to walk the property, get a general idea of the layout of the property, and then also see if there's any deficiencies that can be easily remedied by just bringing in a handyman or a contractor, whether it's switching out the floors from carpet to luxury vinyl plank or giving it fresh paint, anything that's going to give it that fresh feel before we even get into the next step. And now, this is completely optional, but something that we definitely provide as a service, that if you do need the contractors or people to come in to freshen up the place before we get into the next phase, that is an option that we allow that the seller to make that decision on. The second step is we bring in our staging and design team. So our staging and design team will actually come through your property, look at the flow of it, see what furniture you have, see what furniture they would suggest we bring in, as well as actually design and stage the home professionally to make sure that your product or your property has the best packaging possible to make sure that it's most attractive and hits on those points for when a buyer comes in, they can visualize what it potentially could look like, especially when it's been done by a professional interior designer. The third thing we do is we start creating what we call marketing assets. Now, this would be, of course, we'll bring in our professional photographer who's going to take professional photos of the property. We're not just going to take photos with our iPhone. Additionally, what we want to do is we want to provide an experience for people even when they're shopping online, because most people these days are shopping online. So we actually provide a 360 camera that provides a virtual tour. This allows them to see the flow of the property, walk through the property before they even show up to the property. And this allows us to get rid of any tire kickers who might have concerns with where the bedrooms are located. Maybe they want a master bedroom on the bottom floor, or they don't like it that the garage is in the front of the house opposed to the side of the house. All these things that we kind of factor in, we want to showcase all information on a nice, clean platform. So any buyers coming in already have a lot of information before they even decide on making an offer. The third thing we do is we bring in our production team to run a full video campaign. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to come in, we're going to film 2 to 3 different types of videos. We're going to have videos for the MLS. That's going to be just straight up a walkthrough of the property itself. And again, that's going to be more of like a marketing and almost like a commercial to a certain extent. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to do a video where I actually will be walking through it. This is what we call the HGTV effect, where I'm actually going to be walking through and discussing some of the beautiful aspects of that property. And the third thing we're going to do is create short form content to push it on those short form platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. Once we have those marketing assets, we then create a professional website to showcase your property in a clean manner. Now, the reason why we do this is twofold. The first reason is because we want to be able to capture people's information when they're interested in looking at the property. The next thing we do is we create a professional website by our marketing team that is specific to your property. The reason why we do this is because when we run ads that will capture that person's information, we also set up retargeting, which will attach a cookie to them. So when they leave our website, we actually start following them around the internet. You've probably seen this effect before, then when you were shopping for something on Amazon, and then that product, for whatever reason, just started following you everywhere, and you finally decide, you know what, I've seen it so many times, I do really want it, and you make a purchase. And this is off the concept that you need to get hit over the head 7 times with an ad before you actually make a decision. The second reason why we want to utilize this website is because when we actually create those ads and we're spending our own marketing budget, not your money, to push towards that website, the next thing that we need to do is we actually need to push that traffic to a landing page, and that's why we build the website. We don't want to push all the traffic that we get from Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram to a Zillow listing, because that buyer may get distracted by other properties that may be similar or within their budget. We want to keep them focused on our property only. Okay, now that we have all the marketing assets and we have the landing page set up, the next thing we do to get massive exposure is we run professional ads for you. And again, it's important to understand that I am not just clicking one button and boosting a post. I come from a digital advertising background where we specialize in running ads for multi-million-dollar budgeting clients, where we do all kinds of geeky stuff from A/B testing, or the 7x7 method, or the 3x3 method, where we run multiple ads to make sure that we get the one that's actually converting the highest. But I don't want to get too far into that. All you need to know is that we actually run ads on multiple platforms. We're going to run ads on Facebook ads, on Instagram stories, YouTube. The only thing you need to really truly understand is that we're going to run your ad on multiple platforms to make sure that we get massive exposure, and once again pushing that traffic to the landing page, which will capture their information as well as follow them around the internet. Now, the next thing that we actually do is we actually do some outreach, but we utilize an amazing tool where we actually do what we call voicemail drops. So what I actually can do with this amazing software is I can pre-record my voice. I can say, hi, this is Patrick Longley with eXp Realty. Just wanted to invite you to our open house that we're having from 2 to 5, just down the street. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Now, what I'm actually able to do with another software is actually pull all the information of the neighbors around the area, as well as pull the information from realtors who have buyers that are interested in buying in this specific area, and click one button. It will ring their phone number one time and then drop a voicemail that I pre-recorded. So I just did this for a client recently where I sent out 1,000 phone calls and 1,000 voicemails in less than 30 minutes, and my phone just kept blowing up, and our open house was stacked with people, and we actually ended up getting an offer from somebody who actually got one of those voicemail drops. Now, that's some of the geeky stuff we do. Now, of course, we'll be doing open houses and door knocking and things of that nature, but I wanted to really dive deep into what it is from a digital side that we actually do that specializes us from other realtors, simply because of the background that I have and the team that I've built to make sure that you get massive exposure, because most people these days, when they are looking for a home, they are looking for it online. So you need someone who's actually going to have your back and have the knowledge and expertise to know how to get massive digital media exposure and leverage digital marketing at its finest. So guys, if you guys are interested in learning more about this, or if you'd like me to showcase what I could potentially do for you and your property and let you know how much you could get for it, I would love to help you out. I have my contact information right here, so feel free to reach out to me, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And one last thing, if you guys did get any value out of this video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, smash that like button, as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you can get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. I would truly appreciate it. Again, I'm Patrick with PatrickLongleyRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.